Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kendra Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have Mary. Mary has a bomb drop of February 23rd, 2024, a date of marriage of 2011. She has a boomerang who is a low energy wallower. Mary says he left after several months of deep depression, and he gave the old "I love you, but I'm not in love with you." He lives with his parents. I think there was an alienator when he first left, but that was short-lived. The last couple of months he's been initiating contact I never initiate. And he's been doing more family things with me and our 3 kids. I'm standing and willing to give him the space and time he needs. Good for you. That's great. We have not talked about our relationship in any way in 4 months. He's very avoidant. Do I ever bring up that I miss him? Or do I keep letting him avoid talking about it and just wait until he's ready? It's the giant elephant in the room. Unlike a lot of MLCers, he doesn't monster. He's always been very kind and soft with all of this. His dad is ill, and that seems to be his MLC trigger. So, Mary, I think that it's a really good question. And here, there's not an answer that is specific for it. What it is you test it by trying. And here's what could happen, but it may not, is you see that he doesn't monster, but he could monster if you start to, not if you start to push, if he starts to feel pushed. So you could ask something in a very roundabout, gentle way, because you're not trying to push, but he could put his guard up. Or not. Okay, that's the key. So this, should you bring up that you miss him? Yes, but it's not a should you. This is a lab experiment, because with guy number 1, it's going to work, and with guy MLCer number 2, it's not, and with number 3, it might work today, but not tomorrow, or what could happen is it works right now, but then you're like, okay, I did that, it was fine. So you take a step forward again with another little more, and you take it a little deeper or a little further with the "I miss you" or the questions or the talks, and there will hit a limit with that. And so you have to, it's all about treading carefully. So yes, now should it be that you bring up that you miss him, or should it be something else? Think about what it is you want to have the discussion about, or what message you want to convey to him, or what you may want to ask him, and write out a script of what you're going to do. And the script might be a one-liner. It might. Okay. But think how you're going to say it. When you say "I miss you," if that's how you're going to, if the message to convey is that I miss you want to make sure that it is not feeling needy. And you may approach it as though you're not being needy, but how is he also going to interpret it? So I'm a children's writer, and my specialty was picture books. Where the Wild Things Are is 336 words. Children's writers are trained to be very short. And we might write something big and then spend years even revising to get it short. This is not going to be like that. We want to keep things short, but sometimes you have to over-explain or put a lot of comfort things in to the tough message. And it's not meaning that "I miss you" is a tough message, but he might feel ashamed, guilty, put on the spot. So to him, it might feel tough. So this isn't one of those, "You know what, I miss you." You have to say something in front of it to add some reassurance and comforts to him. And you have to say something after it to say reassurance and comfort. So this isn't necessarily going to be super short. It might be short. It might be 3 lines. It might not. But the "I miss you," those 3 words, you're going to use a lot more words than that to convey the "I miss you." And that's a really important thing to understand. So some of it is, what are you trying to convey in you missing him, and what else do you want to tell him? One of the things that is important is praising and telling him how great he is, or how great he was, without showing disappointment in him now. He's been kind, but he's feeling depressed. And you know what? I can see that you've been feeling down lately. And I just want to tell you how proud I have been of you. Maybe you're proud of him now. I'm so proud of you how you're helping your parents out. Maybe that's it, because dad is sick. Maybe it's about something with your children and your daughters, and how you're proud of what a great father he is or was. Think about things that you can give him, because MLCers don't believe in themselves. And what I say is somebody's got to do it for them, and that's us. So that's one of the reassurance type of things you can put. Oftentimes you put that on the end of it, but figure out where it looks best. So write out a few scripts, not so that you use them all, or you can use them all at different times. Don't pepper him too much. Don't pepper him on every time you talk to him. But have a few things in your pocket. And they could be on different topics, or they could be various ways of saying the I miss you. But what else is it that you are curious about with him? And I've often said we need to avoid questions. It's really more about being aware of questions, how they are asked. Questions put us on the spot. The question really to avoid is why questions, because we feel attacked with those sometimes. We feel that we're being criticized with them. Why are you doing that? Now, if you're in it in counseling, the counselor might add some of those other things around it to make it louder, saying, when I ask this, I'm not implying that you shouldn't be doing that, but I want you to look inside yourself and say, consider why. Someone's like, why are you standing? Your friends are going, why are you doing that? Don't you respect yourself? The counselor might say, okay, I want you to look inside and say, why are you standing for this marriage? And they might rephrase it with a why is, what do you think is important about this? What are your reasons? So they used what instead of why for it. But it's meant to make you think about it, not because when our friends are challenging us, they already have what they feel is the correct answer on the other side, and they're criticizing us. And he might think with questions. So think about how to phrase a question. How is a good way to start questions? Sometimes it's just, how are you feeling today? Does that put him on the spot? Show him that you care. See if you can open him up with those sort of things, and you may not be able to. Maybe it's if you are face to face or on Zoom where you're looking really good right now. Maybe. If he's not, don't say it. Don't sugarcoat something. Okay? But think about the things where you can bring something positive into it with getting the information or message out. In your case, as you said specifically, it could be something else, but about missing him. Okay? Let me see if I covered everything. So, he's very, okay. Try that, okay? If you need any other questions asked or want some help with scripts, there are, if you go to read several of my articles, there are some of them that do offer different things to say in different things. You have to sift through them because I just do that a lot in various articles. So what I would do is go to the main website, midlifecrisismarriageadvocate.com or theherospouse.com. I had to create two homepages, but I created them to look the same. Eventually, maybe they'll be merged. And go to the articles sections, okay? And my recommendation is just to read the articles. The main set of articles is in the order that I would have it in my book. So it is just a rough draft of a manuscript, starting with the midlife crisis section, then the self-focus or mirror work section, then with the standing actions section. And some of what you might be looking at right now are standing actions. You're looking at how to talk to him. And I think I have a little bit more of how to talk in some of those articles, okay? Okay, I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you need anything more. And I will see everybody in the next question.